Hello, welcome back to the channel. Now you're going to notice I'm flying solo today. My vertically challenged buddy is away with his van and the Princess and the Ambassador, exhibiting them at a local steam fair. So I'm on my own. If you did watch the last Agatha video, we got our dates wrong. We said at the end of that we'd both got a week's holiday, and then we'd got a weekend where we were going to move the car to my work ready for paint. That I thought was this weekend, but this is the weekend Lee's at the steam fair, so that's next weekend. So I've got a weekend on my own, and there are a few jobs I can do at home that will save us a bit of time when we get to painting the car. Right, so point to note, just to remind Lee and myself, looks like we've got a bit of an oil leak. It's definitely oil anyway. Have to have an investigate where that's coming from. That'll be because we ran the car up the last time we had it out, so there's a leak from somewhere. Let's see if we can see that with the camera. I'm guessing it's the gearbox output shaft somewhere. Anyway, on to what I'm going to do on my own. When we actually spray the car, we've had a bit of a discussion, and we're only going to spray the exterior parts that you can see. So all of the bottom of the doors inside, just for ease of faffing around, I'm going to brush paint them, because you'll never see them and I'm not that fussed. And then all of the inside, the arches that's been got with stone chip, I've bought some matte black spray and I'm going to spray them black again, just so it doesn't look stupid with grey there, because we can't spray that yellow. And then in effect, when we get it to my work, we're just going to mask this rear wing off, spray the whole of the wing, spray the rear of the doors. Lee's got the petrol cap to make sure the paint code matches, and then we'll paint this. But yeah, it's just going to be exterior stuff. What I think I'm going to do as well, I'll brush paint the inside of that parcel shelf, even though you won't see it, and then we'll just spray the exterior parts. Makes sense? Makes sense to me. So, wheel off. I'm under strict instructions as well from Lee. Don't get bodging anything. How dare he? How dare he? So, what I'm going to do, just sections under here that you'll never see, I'm just going to spray black. Now, what I've done there, I've got half a can of Ford blue. I've just thrown that on. I think more paint than less is a good plan, but I'm going to do that black. I'm not going to do anything with the parts that should be yellow and are a bit rusty and all that. I think at a later date, once this is all done, we'll have the wheels off and we'll black underseal them or black stone chip them, because I'm not precious about it, but the last thing I want to do is prep that and have it painted yellow, and we're getting into stuff I can't be bothered with there. And then what I've done with the rest of the blue, same thing there, filled the front fog light full of as much paint as I can. That is going to go yellow and you'll never see it because the fog light will be on, but again, more paint is going to protect it than less paint. So am I bodging? No. Right, let's get the bottom of these doors brush painted. This is the paint I bought about 6 years ago when I started with this car. Everything that I've touched up in the past has been brush painted on, and in my opinion looked fine from a distance. So because you'll never see the bottom of the doors, I just think it'll save us some time if I brush paint them now. Okay, so this is where we're at now. I have brush painted all the bottoms of the doors, you can see front and back, and then the tops of the sill there, just where the grey overspray went, and also the bits there. So basically anything, including the the floor over there. Anything that won't be seen. So I've also done the inside corners of the rear windscreen. Don't forget there'll be a board on there. Everything exterior then is going to be sprayed nicely. So this is the side obviously that Lee totally rebuilt the bottom of the door. It doesn't look pretty. It doesn't have to. I mean, that was a big expanse of filler before and nobody ever cared, and I certainly didn't care. Now it's just metal. But what I have been able to do is completely coat that in paint and fill the bottom of the door with paint as well. Obviously done this arch as well. I've blacked all the interior of the arches, and yeah, that's where we're at really. That is dry. I'll show you the front, hold on. Okay, so it's easier to see on this one. So all I've done, I have matte black sprayed all the interior of the arches and just touched up the edge of the inner arch with brush paint. And obviously once that is painted properly, it's only as textured as the bottom of the doors anyway, so I'm not worried about it. As I've said before, I'm not precious about the car. As long as it's good from a distance, I'm okay with that. And then inside there is now all black and coated. I haven't wasted any of my black paint on that blue that I threw in there. There's no need, because that's going to go yellow anyway. Touched up the corner there where Lee welded that, and touched that up there. If Lee says we're going to spray that with a spray can, we can flat that off, but I just wanted that protected. So that's where we're at. Next job now is I am going to put as much of the interior back in as I can and clean it up, and then put all the bits in that I can take to work, so that when we've painted it I can hopefully put it all back together at work and it should be finished to the standard we need then anyway. There you go. Best do an update. So the car has been completely hoovered out, including under the floor mats, carpets, and I've put the sound deadening back under there, obviously where we were welding. Didn't want that to set fire. The seats back in, and can you see I've put some sound deadening there because it just had some Hessian there, so I've you can see it perhaps on the other side, that silver sound deadening just on the arches. This side is all back in. Just going to work on the other side and put the seat back in. Right, update time. I have put back on as much as I can until we get it to work. I'm going to risk driving it without the front bumper and obviously the back windscreen. Yeah, so all the seats are back in. I've put that back on just temporary, just because it was easier to carry it that way. Seats are in, everything's clean, trims are all back on around the doors, door panels are back on, front's all clean, all good. I have in my possession at work the new silver trim for the windscreen and the rear screen, and some flexible screen sealer that doesn't set. So yeah, I'm hopeful. I've found someone that's got a sill for me, the plastic cover that is broken. Yeah, I don't know the legalities of driving it with no bumper. We shall have to see. Hopefully we'll be alright. Suppose I could screw the number plate on, but I might just put it in the front windscreen. A la Boy Racer. Right then, Agatha is back in the garage. Join us literally in a minute or two for you, when sometime this week Lee and I get Agatha to my work. I'll tag it onto this one because there hasn't been much on this, I don't think. I've just been cracking on. So yeah, see you in a moment. Right, it is about a week and a half later. You can see I am out in Agatha. Lee is behind me in his work van with all the stuff in it. And yeah, we're taking the car to work and we are going to get the painting done, as I said, at work, hopefully this coming weekend for us. It's a Tuesday evening now. This will be the first time that I've driven Agatha since November 2025. I checked that earlier just to make sure. So first drive of the year, and it's the first drive since we've done the exhaust and such like. Other than having no back windscreen in, which adds to the noise a little, the engine's a load quieter on tick over, and you know, there's no blowing, it sounds great. Although I have got a knock-in underneath. I'd imagine we haven't lined the exhaust up perfectly. If I'm on overrun, I get a knocking noise, so I'm imagining that the exhaust just hitting the underneath somewhere. So that's something to look at, but it's nothing to worry about. Temperature gauge is sitting well. Put some fuel in. All seems to be going okay, running well. Started okay, obviously took a while to prime through, but yeah, it seems to be going well. We have left it till quite late in the evening, obviously, you know. Although the car's insured and taxed and doesn't need an MOT, I don't really want to draw attention to myself driving a car with no back windscreen, no front bumper, and covered in primer and rust killer. I don't think the police would be too happy. So we're going the back way to work and Lee's following behind. We'll just see how it goes. So yeah, all good, nothing to report. Oh yeah, and I fitted a stereo. It's not period correct, but it's sort of very early 90s, late 80s. Got a cassette player and an AM FM radio, 2-speaker stereo. Oh yeah. Well everybody, yes, Agatha's been dropped off, and as you can see, we're in Lee's work van heading home. It's been a long day, especially for Lee, who's had the shittest day at work ever, and has still been kind enough to...
That's what mates do, isn't it?
Well, it is, yeah, it is.
Fucking nuisance.
So yeah, as I say, Agatha ran well. I think I mentioned the exhaust knocking like mad, and Lee said he could hear it from behind. It's going to be that, like I say. At first I wondered what it was, but realised there was no knocking when we parked it, and we've had the whole exhaust off. And I think we did have a little slight adjustment problem when we were doing it, didn't we? It was a bit close.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
But yeah, you can actually manufacture the knock if you drive along in third, let's say, and then drop the revs off really quick so it goes on overrun and the engine shifts, you get the knock. So it'll just be some sort of adjustment. We'll sort that. It's not the end of the world. But yeah, car ran lovely. Can't complain, considering, like I say, November the last time we drove it, you know, when we went to the Great Central Railway in November.
Crikey.
And the fan belt shit itself on the way back, do you remember? It was just squealing like mad and there was no belt left. So yeah, so it's been, what are we in, end of July? It's been seven and a half months since it's turned a wheel.
Wow.
But you wouldn't have known, it was lovely. So we're really happy. You got anything to add? He's tired. He's not very chatty. He's tired.
No, I've had a crap day.
Right. Well then.
I'm looking forward now to getting the paint done. Actually.
Yeah, Lee's fetched all the paint. Some place he knew where he was working. You've fetched all the paint and all the bits and bobs.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do over the next few days in my lunch hour is take the rest of the bits off we need, like the rear bumpers and the back lights and the mud flaps and stuff like that, so that on Saturday, so the day that you see this video, actually we'll have been sanding and painting and fannying around, but that's going to be the next video. We're going to wrap this one up now. I think I've got enough footage for some sort of video. So yeah, next video from Agatha you will see will be us painting, reassembling, fannying around. I'm not sure if Lee will have one out on the...
No, I've not recorded anything. However, I have been messing around with Mrs. Wynne. As you know, that the fuel pipe crapped itself on the day before we went to the show, so it's got copper pipe on for now, but I have ordered some steel pipe, so I'll probably record me fitting that on. And also what I've done is, what did I piss around with? I pissed around with something and made it really good, but I can't remember what I've done. Also though, I have cleaned the front seats in Mrs. Wynne, same as I did with the black Ambassador, so they've turned out really well and they're drying out. But that's about as much as I've done, really. Yeah.
Well, anyway, if you don't get a Lee video,
tough.
Yeah, I have got a train video coming out for those 3 of you that like them, but that's going to take me a while to edit because they always do. I went to the Gloucestershire and Warwickshire Railway for the diesel gala, but they take ages to edit for nobody to watch, but hey ho. So chances are you will see after this one the train one, and then we've got a little surprise coming up. All we'll say is there's going to be a new addition to the channel, and we're not going to give you any more details other than it's Leyland, and
another one.
and it's a very familiar colour.
Yeah.
One of the combined fleet is the same colour, so that'll give you a bit of a clue. You've got basically 4 colours to choose from.
Silver.
It's not seed silver. So a Leyland colour that we've already got on the fleet.
Yeah.
And it might need a bit of welding. A lot of welding. It might need recommissioning. It's never had a digital MOT. I bet you're intrigued now, aren't you? Anyway, we'll catch you on the next one, won't we, Lee?
We certainly will.
Do your ending.
As usual, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and we'll do our best to reply. And as usual, take care of yourselves and each other.
Jerry.